So I was praying outside by my 30 by 30 foot boulder in my prayer spot on my 6-acre property. And I heard Jehovah say, "I'm giving you a new name," and he spelled it for me, Sarai, but he didn't pronounce it for me. So before this, I kept feeling like I was Jewish, but I didn't know at that time that I was. So I had already started going to a Messianic Jewish congregation in San Diego, and I was celebrating the Jewish festivals and observing the Sabbath. And I was doing all this because I really felt in my heart that I was Jewish. And also in 2009, when I went on a ministry trip to Washington, D.C. and Virginia, Jehovah and Jesus told me to take the Nazarite vow. So I was a Nazarite for 4 years. It's in Numbers 6, where you can't eat or drink anything of the grapevine, like no wine, no raisins, no grapes. You can't cut your hair, and you can't touch a dead body, and it's being set apart for special time of being set apart before Jehovah and Jesus. So I did that for 4 years. So after Jehovah gave me my name, I asked a Jewish person at the Messianic Jewish congregation in San Diego how to pronounce it, and she said it's pronounced Sarai. And also the meaning of it is princess and God's princess. So I was like really happy that the Father and Jesus blessed me with this new name, this Jewish name. So then a few weeks later, my ex-boyfriend called me. He used to live in Southern California. He was a Hollywood actor and a Holy Spirit-filled composer and pianist. His music was so heavenly and beautiful. So he had some gifts of the Holy Spirit too, like me, and he started calling me and saying, "Jesus is appearing to me every night." And this was going on for several weeks. Jesus was appearing to him at night, and he was appearing to Stephen in beautiful lights and colors and fragrances. And he was speaking to Stephen about me. And he said that Jesus told him that he's giving me a new name, and he spelled it for him too. He said it was Sarai, but he didn't pronounce it either. So that's one of the things Stephen told me, and he was also talking to me about the miraculous pregnancy and birth that I would be having because I had a special calling in the kingdom. So he talked to me a lot about that too. He was calling me and emailing me and telling me this for several weeks. Then a few weeks after that, a friend of mine, he didn't know Stephen in San Francisco, and this friend was also prophetic, and he could hear God's voice. So he said he was praying, and God told him that he was giving me a new name, and he spelled it for him too, Sarai, but he didn't pronounce it, just like 3 of us already got prophetically. So then a few weeks after that, well, at the time I was working at the healing rooms. You know, people would come in and for healing, and they would get healed, and we would give them prophetic words and pray for them. It was really awesome to work there. I worked there 2 different times for several months. So in this particular healing room, that day I had filled out a form because I wanted prayer. It wasn't for healing, it was just, I just wanted prayer. So there were 3 of us in the healing rooms, and the way it works is the person that came into the healing rooms, you know, they would fill out that form, and then the 3 of us would hold the piece of paper, and it would be folded. We wouldn't even look at it to see what it said. So this piece of paper came in, and the 3 of us prayed over it, and it was kind of amazing because it was my prayer request, and I didn't even know it was me, and I had a really good prophetic word for myself, because after we opened it I saw, oh, it's me, it's my form that I filled out to get prayer. So one of the one of the persons in the healing room, there was a lady and a man. So the man was a pastor at a prophetic church, and he had gifts of the Holy Spirit like everyone else did that worked at the healing rooms. So before we looked at the paper to see who it was, you know, we all spoke our prophetic words, and this pastor said, I just keep hearing Sarah, Sarah, Sarah over and over again. And so that's a version of Sarai, and it means the same thing, princess. So I just wanted to let you know how I got my Jewish name, Sarai. I use my name Vera in my business, my legal business, but I use Sarai in ministry and socially. So I just wanted to give you that testimony of how Jehovah and Jesus gave me my Jewish name, Sarai.